Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, like the video. Also comment. Let me know your thoughts on the story. When the Met retrieved vital CCTV footage and it exposed 15-year-old Negus McClean, who was from Edmonton, coming off his bike and then running for his life, winded, scared, panicked, running as fast as he could, all the while trying to protect his little brother. He was chased down like a stunned and wounded prey on the 10th of April 2011. It turned the gang issues up another degree in North London. The battle between Edmonton and its neighbour Enfield was on full display for the public to witness in shock. It was no longer a secret kept in governance of North London. It was no longer contained in just music or text messages on Nokias and Blackberries. The country saw that young adults were fashioning gangs, and these gangs were operating in a brutal and ruthless capacity. Rumours were running rampant, for example, how Chaos from GMG was bladed and then launched in the river, or how Chicken was fatally during a ride-out. In the year prior to the Negus being emmed, there was at least 9 tit-for-tat incidences that included blades, GUNs, and also robberies from both sets. Now, Negus was caught in 720p with his little brother, who was 13 years old, being hunted and chased by a hunting posse who were part of GMG, Enfield-based Get Money Gang, in which police called one of the top 5 most dangerous gangs at the time, with leaders like Chaos running wild. Now, Negus McClean was no angel himself. At just 15 years old, he was fully immersed in a North London gang culture. His tag name was y.chopz, and police believe that he was part of them African sets, DA for short, and they operated in N9. People like Tion and DS have paid tribute to Negus. Now, others say that Negus was actually part of younger Edmonton set, EYG. Now, on the 10th of April 2011, just before 7 p.m, 8 or 9 gang members from Get Money Gang had armed themselves with long blades and poles and then got on bikes and cycled from Enfield to Edmonton to look for rivals after Chaos from GMG had been bladed a week prior. These gang members included 19-year-old Tion Edwards, 16-year-old Travis Bowman, 18-year-old billal lariba, and 18-year-old Brandon Hamilton. Now, just a day before his Negus was said to have tried to do damage control after his friend kept mentioning him as the person that had bladed gang member Chaos. Police say that Negus had messaged a friend on BlackBerry Messenger saying, "Stop telling people I bladed Chaos when I didn't." Ironically, he then said, "If I hear anyone say I did, then I'm gonna them up." At 5:30 p.m, Negus McClean then went out with 3 friends and his younger brother on bikes to hang around Edmonton. At the same time, Get Money Gang had already assembled on their mountain bikes, and they were entering Edmonton now. Now, Get Money Gang first spotted Negus McClean at the junction of Bounces Road and Hertford Road at 6:51 p.m. At the time, it was still daylight and the sun was still shining. Get Money Gang immediately changed direction, the hunt officially on, as Negus and his 13-year-old brother were then pursued. At the time, all of Get Money Gang were wearing dark clothes and had hid their faces. However, these lot were still known to police, so when CCTV was reviewed, police were able to confidently pick these guys out, as they had interaction with Get Money Gang members every day almost. The chase between Get Money Gang and Negus and his little brother was described as dangerous. They had weaved in and out of traffic, through red lights, and then onto pavements, almost knocking pedestrians down. When the chase entered Westminster Road, 15-year-old Negus was knocked off his bike after being struck with a pole. He was then swarmed instantly, ambushed. He was struck by legs and feet and hands and fists before being bladed repeatedly. This was in front of his 13-year-old brother and also witnesses. A lady tried to intervene, but she was pushed back and then told by one of the gang members from GMG he had bladed my friend. Now, members of the public called for police and ambulance. By the time ambulance arrived on the scene, just after 7:45 p.m, Negus was in a bad way. He had been bladed with so much force that the hand was snapped off the blade. Emergency and critical care was conducted at the scene to stop the flow of red from the chest and thigh. Negus was in a bad way, but he was taken to Royal London Hospital, but was quickly pronounced dead later that evening. The court was told after the 19-year-old Tion Edwards wrote rap lyrics detailing the incidents, with words included, blade a man up and ask who's next. These gangsters again included Tion Edwards of St Albans, and he was jailed for 17 years. 16-year-old Travis Bowman from Enfield, and he was jailed for 12.5 years. Now, 17-year-old Yasmin Latif of Enfield was also found guilty of perverting the course of justice after she had given fake alibis to the gang members, and she was sentenced to 12 months, detention and also training order. And even though 15-year-old Negus McClean, also known as y.chopz, who was part of DA or EYG, met such a brutal end, it hasn't changed the gang culture in London at all. Stay safe.